Dear venerable parents and scientists, first of all, I would like to say thank you to give me opportunity to be here today. So this is the first time I visit a country of Eastern Europe, and Romania, of course, is very close to us, but this is the first time of mine, so I'm here. Actually, I'm not belong to the philosophy field, but I still would like to present a very short presentation to talk about something about Vietnamese culture, individualism, and authenticity. So please forgive me if something not really regarding to the philosophy. Okay, I start my presentation with the concept of individualism. You may know that in the world, the concept of individualism is appear in the late of 1980 years. But in Vietnam, it come a bit later, almost 100 years. The first decades of 20th century, along with a host of other innovative neologisms such as society, ethnic group, nation, ideology, democracy, science, progress, or something. Initially, individual was very much the correlation among these new concepts, merely an irregular human unit belonging to something else more significant. Thus, each individual are urged to be a loyal citizen of the nation and the equal participant in some new political organization or responsible member of society. Individuals who often compare with cells in the body, each one having a legitimate role in sustaining and enhancing in the vitality of the organism, but meaningless and incapable of surviving in their own. On the other hand, the danger also exists of individual acting in a selfish, short-sighted manner, which could jeopardize their larger order of things. Such person was said to be victim of or unwitting the practitioner of individualism. Oh, sorry. So individualism in terms of control, first is refer to tendency or preferentially focus on the individual, and often contrasted with collectivism. In gross control psychology, an individualistic culture is a community that priorities the individual over the collective group. Individualistic control emphasize attributes like uniqueness or individuality, personal goals, independence, self-reliance, self-sufficiency, and privacy. In Western countries, many Western countries tend to be individualist, like United States, United Kingdom, Western Europe, Austria, South Africa, and New Zealand. The principle of individualistic control came from Dutch social scientist Greek Hofstede and his research on control dimension. Other notable researchers in the field include Inco, Grossman, Harry Carlos, Santos, etc. The different understanding between the Western and the East caused many complicated things regarding to not only the academic, but not also about the business, the trade, and many other things. When we join the agreement or we sign something, yes. For example, in when we try to negotiate the FTA with the Western, with the European Union, the Asian value uh, regarding to individualism according to understanding of the Western and the Eastern cause many problems. Yes, and the Western always force us to follow their norm, their values, but we have a different. So I'm going to talk about the ASEAN country, understanding about the individualism and also Vietnam. The opposite of individualistic control is a collectivistic control, which priority the group over individual. ASEAN control tend to be more collectivist, including those in China, South Korea, Japan, and also Vietnam. Hofstadter's theory defines control individualism includes 6 dimensions: power, distance, masculinity, uncertainty avoidance, long-term orientation, endurance, and individualism. In compare with Japan and the US, the individualism of Vietnamese culture is much lower. Research shows about 20% compared with 46 in Japan and 91 in US. So individualism in Vietnamese culture, with a low score in individualism, Vietnam in a collectivist society. This is manifest in a close, long-term commitment to the member group. Without family, extended family or extended relationship. Loyalty in collectivist control in paramount and overrides most other societal rules and regulations. Such a society fosters a strong relationship. When everyone takes responsibility for fellow members of their group, in a collectivistic society, often lead to shame and lost faith. So the reason cause the different value between the Western and the Eastern, especially Vietnam. They have some reasons, some main reasons, yes, through the history. First one is the need for dike construction, yes, and the second is the water treatment. You know, we waterize, we grow waterize, so we need to unite people to get the strong enough for the water treatment. And the third one is fighting against foreign invaders. It's a long history of Vietnam. 1,000 years we have many foreign invaders, so we need to unite together to fight. And thank God we got the village system. It's kind of secret, kind of support us to maintain the everything. In the individualism, the village also support us to beside the rule. We have a kind of village regular, so they support us to individual. So in the modern society, many factors affect to individualism in Vietnam culture. We can see when we independence in 1945, our country got a fast change, and three main factors, according to my understanding, is integration. globalization, and economic market. These three main factors affect and make the individualism change very fast. Um, um, yes, we know that every concept have their advantage and disadvantage. For the individualism, advantage of that, you can say celebration first, celebration of diversity. You know that. The second is encouragement of self-expression, and the third is focus on personal development. That's in every society it still maintain the meaning. But disadvantage of the individualism is decrease in unity, lower empathy. Second is the empathy, lower empathy, and the third is reduced sense of support. So in nowadays, the individualism concept, was affected by many reasons, and we need to develop to protect the routine and nuance factor should be reduced uh, to help to protect our culture. Sorry, just a very short presentation of mine. Thank you for attending.